They shared date nights, vacations, weekends, camping, and trips to Disney World with their precious daughter. Judy says her husband was her soulmate and he was her best friend. And Danny agrees. He says, look, it was a true fairy tale marriage until last year when he says he turned into a complete monster. That's what he said. Now he's here to find out if the damage he's done to his relationship can ever be repaired. Take a look.
My marriage was a wonderful marriage. Every marriage has its ups and downs. We didn't have very many downs.
Judy and I had a picture-perfect marriage. I believe we were made for each other.
In my mind, I thought things started to change when his father passed away.
Last year, when I turned 53, I felt like I was at the end of my life. You just want to live every day like it's your last day.
I didn't know what was going on with my husband. He started not coming home from work until later in the evening. I said, why would you not come home after you're working 12 hours?
When I had the midlife crisis mindset, just breaking the normal routine was a sense of freedom for me, wanting to do what I wanted, when I wanted to do it, for as long as I wanted to do it.
I would try my best to shake his being. I love you, why are you doing this? And it didn't rock it. I said, you're like an ice man. You're so cold and distant. Are you in there? And then he started getting angry.
Just really didn't want anybody to question me for what I was doing or where I had been. Normal things in life would make me angry. Always had a lot of questions in my head swirling around like a tornado.
He would always go downstairs and make coffee and donuts, and he would bring it up to me before he went to work. And he kissed me goodbye, I love you, baby, have a good day, and off he would go. That evening, he came home. He says, Judy, I want to tell you something. I want a divorce. I don't want to be the perfect husband. I just want to live a single life. But everything's going to be okay. And he laughed at me. I said, what is wrong with you? And that's when it started to fall apart.
I did tell her I wanted a divorce, but I cannot remember anything about that day. It is a blur.
There were no real signs. I just thought my husband was being challenged with mourning the death of his father.
After I asked Judy for a divorce, I stayed 5 more months before I actually moved out.
Danny had become very secretive. I hired a private investigator because I thought my husband was mentally ill. The private investigator told me that a woman had stayed the night at Danny's house.
When Judy questioned me about the other woman, I did lie to her.
He was furious. He was so upset, he pulled out of the driveway cussing me. Danny never cussed me. And that's when it really started going bad.
Well, Judy says when she found out that Danny was having an affair, she raged in a way she never thought she was capable of.
Judy came to the house, knocked on the door. I didn't let her come in because there was someone else there.
I thought it was odd. He wasn't answering the door, but his truck was there. I went into Danny's truck and retrieved his cell phone. I started reading all these text messages from the girl he was seeing. Love you, Tiger. Gonna be blonde tonight. I'm scared. You gonna hurt me? I was standing there reading these messages, and Danny walked over to me and grabbed my arm, and something in me just let loose. I just took my fist and beat my husband in his head.
She did hit me quite a few times upside the head and in the face.
I got back in the car and I left and went to a parking place and just cried and screamed. I called 3 people to let them know that if I go to jail, please come bail me out because my husband will probably press charges against me.
Okay, I know why he's here. You want to put this back together?
Absolutely.
No question about it?
No question.
Whatever it takes, you want to put this back
Whatever
together?
it takes.
Even though you blew it up?
Yes.
Okay. Why are you here?
I need help. I look at him and my heart loves him, but I'm so mad at him.
So why did you do this? What happened? Did you just wake up stupid one morning? What
Very
happened?
much, yes.
Because that's how you describe it, right? You say, I don't know.
That feeling and mindset consumed me fairly quickly, and I had no idea what the definition of a midlife crisis was at that time.
Well, what is that? You said you didn't know what midlife crisis was. I still don't know what that means. You hear it a lot, you see it a lot, but what is that?
After the fact, after I've read a lot of stuff she had put on the computer, it's a life-changing event. It's like getting out of a routine or a schedule, doing things you normally would not do.
At that point, you said you wanted to live every day like it was your last.
That's the feeling that you get.
Days weren't long enough, he said.
Right. Well, they were long enough to get a mistress, and yours were long enough to get a PI.
Yes.
So
That did eventually come, yes.
right. Now, you left her a note. Tell me about this note.
At that point, I had begged my husband, threw myself at him, trying to save the marriage. And I come home one day, and there was this note.
Well, I have the note. You said, at one point, you said, quote, "I'm moving on with my life. I don't need your permission. I will do the divorce with or without your
He did
permission.
say that.
I suggest you move forward. Find a friend or whatever. Protect yourself and be careful." Did you have a girlfriend at that point?
Yes.
Yes.
This year.
I did.
Yes. I know because I left him a Valentine's card on the counter telling
Well-
him that I still loved him. He threw it away in the trash. I have every card that he's ever given me. 33 years worth. When he asked me for a divorce, I told him he needed to get his testosterone levels checked. I just thought, maybe he's dipping. Women dip, they go up and down and they dip. And I thought maybe Danny was dipping. I didn't know that a man could. But he did. He was dipping. And I thought, well, we're going to find out. So I took him to his family the family physician.
Yes.
And they did blood work. And that day I told the doctor, I said, there's something wrong with my husband. There's something wrong with him.
He's dipping.
Can't you help him? And she said, well, his blood tests come back okay. Everything's okay. And that's when I told her that there was something terribly wrong with this man. Because you don't stay married 31 years and live the beautiful life that we had, and all of a sudden, he's just ready to toss it in the trash and walk away from everything. His daughter, his grandchildren, me, his partner in life. This man worshipped the ground I walked on. We took baths together every night. You don't do that.
We did.
How many people can say they take a bath with their husband every night?
We probably had a connection.
Certainly not my wife.
We probably had a connection with a few couples that.
But let's take a break here. Judy took the note to heart. She did. He said, "You need to find yourself a friend." She did. And is now caught between two lovers. We'll be right back.
I met a gentleman. It was a total instant attraction. When Danny found out that I was away with a man, he was going to drive to get me and make me come home. I'm on vacation with another man because my husband threw me away like a piece of trash.
Well, Danny says his midlife crisis hit at age 53, and in an instant, he decided to end his 30-year-long, too-good-to-be-true marriage to Judy. Now, after 10 devastating months, Judy says, she said, I got to start my life again. So she joined a dating website and met a man who she says she cannot stop thinking about.
I decided after 10 months that I needed to move forward with my life. I knew that he was not coming back, that he didn't want me. I was sitting on my couch Sunday evening, and I was on Match.com, and I decided to join.
Judy signed on to an online dating site and did tell me how many hits she got. The purpose behind that was to try and make me jealous.
I met a gentleman on Match.com. We had a phone conversation, and he did want to meet me. I walked up to him, embraced him, and I had not felt that way for a long time. It was a total instant attraction. My knees buckled when he grabbed me. This man changed everything. That first date was a wonderful week of my life. He took me away on vacation, and we just enjoyed each other's company.
I came over to the house. Judy had left me a note on the counter that she had met someone and had gone away for the weekend.
Something woke up inside of him, and he realized that his wife was no longer there.
I did call her, crying to her on the phone, asking her to come back home to forgive me and telling her that I wanted her back in my life.
When Danny found out that I was away with a man, he was going to drive to get me and make me come home. He was calling my family, he was calling me, and it got to the point where Lawrence told me to turn the phone off. I'm on vacation with another man because my husband threw me away like a piece of trash. He didn't want me anymore.
Well, plot thickens. So that was a big step for you to
It
go in a like you said, 33 years together, 30 years of marriage. Then all of a sudden you're with a stranger.
I had been waiting for 10 months, and it was to the point where I just could not do it anymore. I thought I had waited long enough. This man showed no emotion. He showed me that he wasn't going to come home. So when I decided to go on that website and go on a date, which is something I had not hardly ever done in my life because I'd been with Danny, it was something new and exciting. And this man, when I met this man, he was genuine. And we met, and I actually, the day we met, that day, he threw his driver's license up on the table. He said, take a picture of this, send it to your mother, your brother, your sister, I'm taking you away. And I said, no, you're not. We went to dinner, had a really long dinner. That evening, he says, so you gonna go away with me? I said, yeah, what time you picking me up? He took me away. We had a beautiful time, and immediately, this man just grabbed hold of my heart. I never wanted another man to touch me. I never wanted another man. I never wanted anybody else but Danny. You know, he's all I wanted.
10 months either.
Well, it was almost, it
I
was,
didn't move out until February.
I know, but you asked for the divorce in September.
Emotionally not
Listen,
there.
I'm going to try to help you here, but
Okay.
this ain't about the math, okay? This is not about calendar math.
It seemed like 10 years to me. It might have been 2 months, but it was 10 months.
Okay, was this the first man that you met when you went on the dating site?
No, I met one other gentleman for lunch. We had a lunch date, and
Didn't click?
no, because it wasn't anything I was looking for. I wasn't looking for a husband or a lover, or I was looking to get out of the house, to find a friendship.
What was the difference between the first guy you met for lunch and the second guy you went away with?
Well, the second guy I went away with, when I met him, my legs buckled. He grabbed the hold of me. He grabbed the hold of me when I got out of the car at the racetrack, and he just grabbed a hold of me and says, come on, girl, we're going to go in here and talk. And we spent the whole afternoon into the evening together. And I felt so safe. It was a feeling I'd not had for a very long time. I mean, your legs just don't buckle when you meet people. No, and I work around a lot of men, professional people. So this is not anything that is
This was
normal.
the first buckle.
Absolutely, it was. It was.
Yeah. In two ways?
Yes.
I mean, did you spend the weekend with him?
I spent the week with him.
The week?
I did.
Yeah.
And Danny, when he found that letter, because I asked him to watch the house. Nobody knew that I was going anywhere except for my sister. And I left on a counter Lawrence's information on the counter in case I disappeared. Because you don't know when you go away with a man, you don't know if he's going to bring you back.
Right. You left a note to him to keep an eye on the house?
I did.
You were going, did you tell him where you were going?
No,
Did you tell him you were going with a man?
no.
You said, I'm out of here.
I said, I'm going to go away for a while. Please watch the house. I'll be back. I might have even put I'll be back the following weekend or something.
Yeah.
And then on the other counter, I left all Lawrence's contact information, the color of his truck, his driver's license, in case, his website, in case I disappeared.
Okay. Now, is it my understanding, there's an old country song that says, how can I miss you if you won't leave? She left.
She did.
She took up with another man,
She did.
and instantly, your midlife crisis was over. You texted Lawrence and told him to back off.
I love this woman more now than ever.
How can she know that it's not going to happen again next month or next year?